I woke to my son's scream tearing through the dark. 4 a.m., pitch black, and he was clawing at the air, sobbing, "He's here." I stumbled to his room, heart pounding. A shadow flickered by his bed. In seconds, you'll know why we ran from that house, and why I still hear his voice. This isn't some made-up tale. It's my nightmare, and I lived it. I posted it on Reddit myself, under a name I won't say here. That screenshot behind me, that's my story, word for word, typed out when I couldn't sleep, when the memories wouldn't let go. Here at Friday 13, every tale is true. This one's no exception. It started when we moved into that house back in 2020. I thought it'd be our fresh start, but something was waiting. Something that wanted my kids. It was summer 2020. Me, my wife, and our 2 kids. My son was 9, my daughter 4. Loaded up the car and rolled into this quiet little neighborhood. The house was old, but it had charm. Peeling paint, a big oak out front, rooms that smelled like dust and time. We were exhausted, but the kids were buzzing. New beds, new hiding spots. That first night, I tucked them in, their little faces grinning. I thought we'd made it. Then, around 3 a.m., I heard it. A whisper, low, gravelly, nothing. A whisper, low, gravelly, like it was right beside my ear. I bolted up, checked the room, nothing. Just the hum of the AC. I told myself it was the move, the stress, but my gut twisted. Something wasn't right. Days turned into weeks. Little things started piling up. My daughter's toys would shift. A dollhouse flipped upside down one morning. My son started sketching these figures. Tall, thin, with blacked out eyes. "Who's that?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "The man," he said, like it was nothing. "He watches me sleep." My throat went dry. I brushed it off. Kids imagine things, right? But then my wife found scratches on the bedroom door. 3 jagged lines, deep, like claws. We hadn't heard a thing. That night, I stayed up, sitting in the hall. Around 1 a.m., I fled from their room. I crept in. My daughter was asleep, but her blanket was on the floor, rippled like someone had yanked it off. My son was staring at the corner, wide-eyed. "He's mad," he whispered. "Ever felt something watching you, even when you're alone?" That's when it hit me. We weren't alone. Drop your own creepy moment in the comments. I'll read everyone. It was a Friday. I was tucking my son in when I saw him, a shadow hunched by the bed. My breath stopped. He wasn't moving, just there, darker than the dark. I blinked, and he was gone. My son whimpered. He was here again. I pulled him close, but my skin was ice. I set up a camera that night, some cheap thing from the store. Next morning I checked it. Static flickered. Then, there he was. Tall, thin, standing over my son's bed. His face was blurred, but those eyes, hollow, black pits. My hand shook as I rewound it. I showed my wife. "It's a glitch," she said, but her voice cracked. I knew it wasn't. Then, my daughter screamed one night. I ran in. She was pointing at the closet, sobbing. I ripped it open. The error is swapping. "Cat, he's in there." I ripped it open. Nothing. But the air was thick, like breathing through mud, and it stank, like damp earth and rot. We didn't sleep in there after that. Ever seen something you can't unsee? Tell me below. I need to know I'm not alone in this. Stay with me. It gets worse. He wouldn't stop. My son's drawings got darker. Those black eyes, those long fingers. I burned the sketches. Burned the sketches, he say. Voice flat. I burned the sketches, but they kept showing up, under his pillow, in my car. Then, one night, I heard it, a laugh, deep and guttural, from upstairs. I grabbed a flashlight, stormed up. The kid's door was ajar. That smell hit me, decay choking me. A whisper hissed, "They're mine." I swung the light, nothing. But the laugh lingered. I called a friend who knew about this stuff. He came over, prayed, burned some sage. It didn't help. My daughter woke up with bruises, finger marks on her arm. My son stopped talking, just stared at the walls. My wife saw him too, a shadow darting down the hall. "We're done," she said, tears streaming. But leaving wasn't that easy. That night, the power cut out. The house groaned, like it was alive. I grabbed a bat, stood guard by their room. Then I saw him, end of the hall, eyes glinting like wet coal. My chest tightened. He didn't move, just stared. Think you'd face something like that? Share it below. Let's figure this out together. Don't pause. The end broke me. We packed in a blur. Clothes, toys, whatever we could grab. The kids clung to me, whimpering. I hauled them to the door. It wouldn't budge. The handle burned cold, stuck tight. He was closer now, gliding down the hall. Slow, deliberate. I pounded the door, screamed till my throat bled. Then, snap! It flew open. We spilled out, gasping, into the night. The house loomed behind us, silent, watching. We drove off, didn't look back. Months later, I dug into it. The old owner, a guy who died there, alone, bitter. People called him the Shadow Man. He's still there, I know it, waiting for someone else's kids. If this chilled you to the core, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your own true horror story in the comments. The scariest ones might just make it into our next video. Yours could be next. Want your nightmare told? Join our Discord server and share it. Links in the description. I'll be in the comments, reading your stories, if I can sleep tonight. Thanks for staying with me through this hell.